Okay, so it's time for Grandma Reads a Story, and we have today with us Grandma Janet, and this is a joint partnership program with the Pine Public Library and the Foster Grandparents Program of Oakland County, sponsored by Catholic Charities of Southeastern Michigan. So I'm so happy to have Grandma Janet. And so we're going to read a couple stories. So take it away, Grandma Janet.
Okay, our story today is One Green Apple. This is by Eve Bunting. Okay, and here's the young lady that is doing all of the talking. She has just started with her new school here in this country, and she's from a Middle Eastern country. So she doesn't speak English yet. But anyway, the story, as the story goes, this is my second day in the new school in the new country. There are to be no lessons today because we are going somewhere. Other days will not be like this one. Tomorrow, I'll go again to the class where I will learn to speak English. Mothers drive us to the start of an orchard where a hay wagon is waiting. We climb on and lean against the bundles of hay. The wagon is pulled by a tractor and we jolt along. I think it odd to have boys and girls sit together. It was not like this in my village. The students know each other, but they don't know me and I don't know them. I can't understand them when they speak and I can't speak to them. Some are friendly, but some look at me coldly and smile cruel smiles. I hear my country mentioned not fondly. I would prefer to go home. My father has explained to me that we are not always liked here. Our home country and our new one have had difficulties, he says, but it will be good for us here in time. How much time, I wonder. I am different too in other ways. My jeans and t-shirt look like theirs, but my dupatta covers my head and shoulders. There's the dupatta here. I have not seen anyone else wearing a dupatta, though all the girls and women in my home country do. The girl who sits next to me smiles and points to herself. Anna, she says. She points to me. Farah. I nod and say Farah, which is my name. Then I look across the field where cows graze. I am tight inside and myself. 3 dogs come and run in front of us. I think they belong here and know the way. I once had a dog called Haddis. I never knew that dogs ate apples. This was something new to me. We stop at a place where apple trees bunch together. I find out we are to pick the fruit. Old apples have fallen in the grass. The 3 dogs are eating them. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Their crunches sound like Haddis's. Our teachers gather us around her. She talks to the class. Then she looks at me in a kind way. One, she says. She touches an apple, then picks it. One, she says again. I am to take only one, as the other students have done. I nod. I want to say, I understand. It's not that I am stupid. It's just that I'm lost in this new place. But I don't know how to tell her. I pull away from the rest. Beside me is a tree shorter than the others that does not seem to belong. It's small and alone, like me. A few hard green apples hang from its branches. I twist one off. It fits perfectly in my hand. We hold our apples and run and slide down a hill. The dogs race ahead. Their ears blow backward, inside out, pink and shiny. At the bottom of the hill is a little crooked house made of wood. I wonder if a cow lives in it or a goat. Perhaps it's the home of a shepherd. In the house is a wooden machine with a metal handle. I see no cow or goat or shepherd. The house is here for some other reason. Our teacher lines us up. One by one, we plop our apples into the machine. I'll be the last to drop my small green one. My teacher seems about to speak, then she shrugs and smiles. A boy shouts, "Hey!" He moves toward me as if to stop me from putting in my little green apple, but he's too late. It's already gone. There are blades inside the machine that chop the apples. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. The students begin to push on the handle. That presses the chopped up apples. They're making apple juice. The skin and the pulp stay in the bag while the juice flows through. I hang back, not sure if I should be with the others. Pushing the handle must be hard. They lean against it in front. I'm strong, I can help. I take a step toward them. Anna calls and waves me to come beside her. A boy makes a place for me on the handle between them. I'm pleased. We push and push. It is hard, but we're working together and we can do it. The juice drips down, drip, drip, drip. Our teacher has brought paper cups. We line up again, fill them and drink. We lick our lips. I think I taste my special apple. Apple cider, Anna says. That must be what we are drinking. I see the word inside myself where it can't be heard. Apple. The other word is too difficult. Juice. She couldn't say juice, but later on she will. Our teacher is speaking. She's holding out a bag for our cups and making signs that we must get ready to leave. Anna sits next to me in the wagon as we ride back. There's a boy on my other side, Jim. He says and points at himself. I nod, Jim, I say silently. Hay tickles my arms and makes Anna sneeze. It smells of dry sunshine. Jim pats his stomach and a belch jumps from his throat. Everyone laughs. I do too. Laughs sound the same as at home, just the same. So do sneezes and belches and lots of things. It's the words that are strange, but soon I'll know their words. I will blend with the others the way my apple blended with the cider. I take a deep breath. Apple, I say. Anna claps. I smile and smile and smile. So anyway, that's the very end of that story.
So what is it about it? I could tell you enjoyed reading it. So what is it about that story that
Well, it's the story of a young lady who can't speak English yet, and she's moved to America, and she doesn't know what to expect. She's worried that maybe they won't accept her or like her, or and so and all this, but she does everything she can to let them know that she's happy with what they're doing and glad to be here. And she's anxious to belong in this country, anxious to learn English. And they somehow come to a way where they can understand each other. The other children, say what a word to her, and it's kind of like she's making the girl join in with them in their conversation. And she likes the fact that they have boys with the girls, she said, because they don't allow that in her country. They separate them.
Yeah.
So
I think what caught my attention is because all of us at one time or other have felt alone, or that we were different, or especially if that was her first or second day in the country. So I'm guessing that these kids have been in this class for a while before, so they all know each other. And yet, I think what it was is she started, even though it was odd, even though she dressed differently, even though she couldn't speak the language, she accepted herself for what she is. She was the one small green apple, and everybody else had I'm thinking the more sweet apples. And so she's a little bit different, but she had the courage enough to join in. She helped pump the apple. They said, no, and she dropped in her one green apple, and she thought she could taste the flavor, and I bet you she could. Just not all sweet anymore, just a little bit of tart in there, and maybe that's what made it taste good, just a little bit of different, a little bit of tart. And to me, it was a story of courage. She joined in, she smiled, she helped pump it. She didn't stand back and watch everybody else. She joined in, and there were pieces that were the same, the dogs crunching, and people nodding to her, smiling to her. I think that was, I was just touched by her courage and acceptance of who she was, and realizing that even though she wasn't the same, she was the one green apple and all the other probably red apples. She made the cider better. To me, it's and I think that was what I found so enchanting.
Yes, I thought it was very good.
So, and I think everybody at some point or another have felt different for one reason or another. But we all belong here. We're all here for a reason. And so having the courage to join in and try something new is important.
And I think the children that she was with were very nice to her.
That's true.
They accepted her, and they invited her in on the activities, and tried to make her feel comfortable. I thought that was impressive.
And as you mentioned that, I became aware that the teacher also went out of her way to use the motions and to show her, even if they couldn't, there was a language barrier, to make her feel part of it and help her understand what they were doing. So I think that kind of stuff goes from the top down. The teacher can set the mood.
Yeah, it goes to show that you can even be in a group and not understand them, and they still can be accepting by just what they do and help her and join and ask her to join with them in
Ooh.
the celebration.
So I love that. So yes, so we can also accept others that may dress differently, may not be able to speak our language, but we can still smile and we can still motion, speak with our hands and motion and include others. Oh, I love that, Grandma Janet. Thank you. So we also have another story.
Yes, I'll get that. Okay, this book is titled Watercress. And this is about a family of Chinese people. And they're in this, we are in the old Pontiac, the red paint faded by years of glinting Ohio sun, pelting rain and biting snow. The tops of the corn stalks make lines that zigzag across the horizon. Mom shouts, "Look!" And the car comes to an abrupt, jerking stop. Mom's eyes are as sharp as the tip of a dragon's claw. Dad's eyes grow wide. "Watercress," they exclaim, two voices heavy with memories.
In Ohio? Wow. That's close to Michigan.
From the depths of the trunk, they unearth a brown paper bag, rusty scissors, and longing for China.
Wonder if we have watercress in Ohio does.
I don't know if I've ever had it. I'll try it if I ever see it on sale somewhere. They haul us out of the back seat. We're told to untie our sneakers, peel off our socks, and roll up our jeans. We have to help them gather it. The water in the ditch is cold. It stings my ankles and the mud squelches up between my toes.
Ooh.
A cat passes by and I duck my head, hoping it's no one I know. I actually don't see the cat. I'm looking for the cat, but it must be there somewhere. My parents cut bunches of the small plant, long stringy stems with leaves round as coins.
That would be odd. The whole family out in the ditch with mud between your toes and cutting and pulling plants out of the dirt and the mud and that would be odd.
My big brother yanks watercress up by the handful, roots dripping dirty water and onto my shirt, and thrusts it close to my face.
Oh.
There are tiny snails clinging to the underside. I squirm away. The bag in my hand grows heavier and heavier with the weight of all that watercress. The paper is soaked and I'm half afraid, half hopeful that the bottom will split, sending all the plants back down into the muck.
Like she wants to be doing that.
Finally, we load everything, the soggy bag, my sopping shirt, our sodden selves, into the car and head home. Our original destination is long forgotten, a memory of something unfinished. This car looks like what we're going to see on the Woodward Dream Cruise. I've seen cars like that.
Yeah, old car.
On the dinner table that night is a dish of watercress, glistening with garlicky oil and and freckled with sesame seeds. The mud and the snails are long gone, but I still don't want to eat it, any of it. I only want to eat vegetables from the grocery store.
I can identify with that. Something I found growing in a ditch may not be my
Mhm.
first choice.
Mom and Dad press me to try some. It's fresh, Dad says. It's free, Mom says. I shake my head. Free is bad. Free is hand-me-down clothes and roadside trash, cheap furniture, and now dinner from a dish.
Dinner from a ditch. I love it.
Mom sighs and disappears into her room, returning with an old photo. My family, she says, from before. We stare. Mom never talks about her China family. She points to a small boy as thin as a stem of watercress. My little brother, your uncle. We hold our breaths. Mom never told us what happened to him.
Oh, wow.
During the Great Famine, she says, we ate anything we could find. But it was still not enough.
It's an empty chair.
I looked from my uncle's hollow face to the watercress on the table, and I'm ashamed of being ashamed of my family.
Oh. Hmm. Wow. Shame being
Actually, that looks kind of good to me, that watercress,
That's what
because I like salads.
I like garlic and sesame seeds sound good.
I take a bite of the watercress and it bites me back with its spicy, peppery taste. It's delicate and slightly bitter, like Mom's memories of home. Together, we eat it all and make a new memory of watercress.
Together we eat it all. Wow. What a change.
This was written by, yep.
Started out with dinner in a ditch. Started out with dinner in a ditch to being, what would she say? She was
A Thanksgiving feast in a way for them.
yeah, slightly bitter, just like memories.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what was it that you liked about that story, Grandma Janet?
Well, it just goes to show that sometimes we don't realize what our parents have gone through in the olden times, maybe floods or famines or other or hurricanes or something like that, and so they remember all that, and so then even when they get old, they're thankful if they've come to a place where they can have food every day, but they remember a time when it was difficult to find food. And so the parents kind of wanted to show the children, be thankful for what you have, and that you can always enjoy something if you know that before people have eaten it and maybe even grow to like it. Maybe the kids ended up liking the watercress.
Yeah. Yeah. So what struck me was her mom never talked about what happened to her younger brother. She doesn't really say, but it does say that they ate everything they could find, but it wasn't enough, and it had an empty chair at the table. So they would never have known anything about would have been their uncle. So sometimes when you eat something from your childhood, or you eat something from your grandparents, and then they're sharing with you a piece of their past, talk about a piece that you may not, or a story you may not hear. You know, those stories are wonderful.
Yes, and it's true. And then when they get older, they will have something to tell their children too about the grandparents and what they went through.
And
So it's all
I bet you she doesn't ever forget about dinner in a dish.
no. No.
To me, it sounded actually be taking off your shoes and socks, rolling up the pants, jumping into a ditch on the side of the road. I don't know. She could have gotten teased if some neighbors had gone by or some schoolmates had gone by. But and she got, the other part it struck me was she got ashamed of being ashamed.
Yes. Okay, I didn't think about that, but you're right.
So what she did was she all of a sudden looked at things differently, her parents differently, and maybe even her heritage, Chinese heritage.
Mhm. And at the end of the book, it shows them all eating, and they seem content, and they're not acting like they're leaving something off their plate or they don't like it. Get rid of this. They're eating it and being thankful.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah,
Mhm.
we're all happy together. Wow. So, which story did you like? Did you like the best? Which one of those two?
I liked One Green Apple. That I liked. But I liked both of them, but I think that apple one was what I liked the best.
What did you like best about it?
Oh, it just showed a bunch of people, good people, you know, welcoming somebody from a foreign country and welcoming someone into their group who wasn't there before, who doesn't speak their language and don't have the same ways, but they treat her just as she's one of them. And so she's anxious to go to her English class because she wants to have more um, uh, games and trips with these same children.
Yeah, and learn English. She started to learn her first word after.
Mhm. Yep.
So, what do you think was the same about them? Is there some piece that was the same or different?
I think what's the same is children learning to be thankful to other people, and they didn't, even though they didn't want to go into the ditch, and they didn't like being around the snails or any, and they didn't especially didn't want to eat watercress because it just didn't sound good or it didn't look good to them. But when they cooperated with the parents, and just as the children cooperated with each other, they learned that actually the watercress is probably quite good. And it made them also appreciate the family back in China, who had gone through such turmoil, and the uncle passing away. And so it helped them to learn about their heritage and to understand their parents a little better. And because they know what the parents have been through. So that was, it was educational for them.
A little bit about, strikes me as what you're, in one way you're saying is they're both open-minded about accepting others, open-minded about accepting people that are different than them, or open-minded about trying new foods,
Mm-hmm.
new experiences, and being accepting. Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if we do that starting today, and this whole week decided to learn from the story, be open-minded and accepting and not judgmental and welcoming. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
When one is older, it seems like it's easier, but with children, sometimes they feel like they have to go along with the crowd. So if the crowd decides they don't want somebody from another country coming with them, they might have been they might have actually acted cruelly to them, to the little girl, or just got together with each other and left her all alone. But they didn't do that.
Yeah.
They made her feel welcome and encouraged.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes kids, in order to belong or be part of the in group, they do that by making fun of somebody that's part of the out group. Yeah, so yeah, they could have done that, teased her about her, forgot what that's called, the thing over she wore. Yeah. Well, as always, it's delightful sharing this story time with you, Grandma Janet.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for reading those stories, and I really enjoyed today. So,
well, I'm glad.
And to those that are out there, people that are out there, please leave a comment and let us know that you heard this story time, and tell us what you think, what you liked. Did you like one story versus the other story? And hope you can join us again for we have some people that are watching us right now. So hi, glad you're watching us, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think of the story time, and I have a challenge for those people that watch this story time. The challenge that you go forward today and show some of the strengths from this story, the people in these stories, being acceptant of people that may look different or talk different or dress different, and be welcoming. And the other thing is a challenge to be brave. You're in a situation and you may feel like you don't know anybody, and the rest of them all know each other, and you're feeling kind of lonely or left out or different, like you're the one green apple. Be brave like she was, and join in, even if it's not easy, and realize that you have something to give that group as well. So those two challenges. Leave a comment. Love to hear from you, right, Grandma Janet? Wouldn't we love to hear you? So again, say goodbye. We will be back next week. I'm going to invite everybody to our party. We have a big party at the library on Saturday.
Oh, sounds like fun.
We have music. We have food, free food, hot dogs and hamburgers, 12 to 4:30. And we have all kinds of stuff going on all over. This is a summer reading completion party, so we're handing out prizes for those that were in the summer reading. So it's a party. Come join us, the Pontiac Public Library, Saturday, August 28th from 12 to 4:30. Goodbye.
Bye.